Welcome to the Conversation Colons podcast. I'm your host, Damien, my co-host, Jared.
Hello.
And sorry about last week. The OBS recording did not want to, I guess, go through. It kept corrupting. There was no audio. So our 45-minute review of Zack Snyder's Justice League basically isn't a thing. But I fixed the audio. Apparently OBS just likes to reset every now and then, which is fun. Let me tell you what.
Yeah,
So
great.
we're gonna do the review now. I mean, it's it's been a week now that it's been out. So hopefully you watch it. There's spoilers ahead. And if you, I don't know how to say this. If you're hesitant to watch it, we'll go ahead and say just watch it. Really good. But Jared, let's go into some of the things that you liked about the movie. What are some of the key things that you loved or liked during this film?
That's a good question. Hold on. Give me a moment to recall everything. So, I'm trying to remember what we talked about. I think one of the big things that I really enjoyed about the Snyder Cut was and I know we had talked about this being a thing even before the cut came out. There's like a rumors and stuff, and that was having not, I don't want to say secondary characters. It's not a very fair thing to say, but like the characters that didn't get as much spotlight, like Cyborg, Flash, getting a bigger role in this movie.
Right.
And especially so, like I know we had, or I know, I'm sorry, I know you had said that you really enjoyed this scene, but the final like end battle scene with Flash, that really was a huge thing that I think was a mistake to have left out, and it really tied that movie together in a very nice way. I also really enjoyed the way they redid Steppenwolf, although not a great villain, much better than what we had before in the non-Snyder cut. After that, I'm not really sure what else I would give to it. I mean, a lot of the CGI looked better than the other cut, but not all of it was great. Like there were still some scenes where you're like, oh, that's a little bit rough. I think the overall tone of the movie was just better. I mean, you take something that was essentially fucking ruined, and then you show what it should have been. It's hard not to be impressed by the entire movie and like the entire movie.
Right. Yeah, I think I think it'd be best for people to watch the original one that came out in 2016, and then go ahead like the next day or two, watch Zack Snyder, because you can just go ahead and see the appreciation that Zack Snyder has for a lot of these characters. One of the big things is the Flash having a bigger role. I think that's my favorite part of the movie. In the original Justice League, he is more of the quippier, more Marvel-esque hero. He's just constant one-liners. And I think in the first original movie, they didn't really give Flash a reason to be there. And it was the same thing with Cyborg. With this one, I mean, Flash is for 5 minutes, Flash is the most important character in the movie. And Cyborg is one of the most more in-depth characters we go through. Cyborg's backstory is great. I think the relationship between him and his dad is it's very I don't know, relatable, I guess. I feel like a lot of people go through that. And then obviously his dad risking his life and eventually dying to help his son and stuff. It's a nice little arc for his character. I think when it comes to just overall how the movie's made, the movie is shot a lot better. There are scenes that are the same but just shot from different angles, and it makes it look better. There's a lot of scenes in slow motion, which Zack Snyder loves, the slow motion, especially on Wonder Woman, which I understand. But I think overall the movie just does a lot more and was the movie that was supposed to rival the Avengers. When we go to the ending of the movie, I mean, the whole Flash, going back in time aspect was just such a jaw dropper that I don't think I ever expected to see Flash be able to go back in time in a movie or the DC or even this movie. And the fact that they gave more context to Superman helping Cyborg separate the mother boxes, and how Flash is actually like the main key component in that. And just overall, everything works better. The relationships work better. The dialogue's better. The CGI overall is better. There's still some rough spots. The ending, or the like epilogue, is really good as well. It introduces what could have happened next, introducing Martian the Manhunter. Obviously, it's like Flash movies coming up. I think it's called Flashpoint. Yeah, I think it's called Flashpoint for the Flash movie. So,
is that one starring the same guy?
yep,
That's good because I really like his character.
yep. He's also in Harry Potter. He's in or not Harry Potter, but he's in Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, where to find him? He plays I forget the guy's name. He's one of the bad guys. But anyways, overall, just a lot better. I think one of the lows would be the CGI, and then also I just feel like there's a lot of aspects of Wonder Woman's character that just seem shallow. But everyone had a shining moment. They scaled back Batman, which I think was good to let other characters shine. Other than that, I feel like this is the best Justice League that we could have ever got. Like, we could have gotten from Zack Snyder. And at the end of the movie, we both said, well, we need more. We need a second one. I think it set up a second one. I think a lot of people watched it. Hopefully Warner Brothers goes, okay, here, do another one. Give us a few years.
Hopefully.
Let's set up all these characters again. And here, Justice League 2 in a few years. But
that would be amazing.
Yep, but I don't think that will happen, unfortunately. Especially with Wonder Woman 84 like having a bad reception, not doing hot. I think the DCEU is in for a rough few years because their best movies, like I feel like everyone's favorite, like the best movie DC's made in a while is Joker. That's not even a DCEU movie. Their next big movie besides Suicide Squad, which gets a trailer tomorrow, is Batman by Matt Reeves. So those two movies had nothing to do with the DCEU. Suicide Squad does, but at the end of the day, Suicide Squad's not probably going to get a third movie, and they're not ever going to meet like they were supposed to.
So to clarify, you're saying Suicide Squad, the second movie, is getting a new trailer tomorrow, as in the 26th of March?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. So I think overall it is miles better than the first one. It is better than the first two Avengers. I strongly believe that. I think the first two Avengers, when we go through and we do our rankings, which we'll talk about what we're doing later on the show, like the first two Avengers movies they just don't hold up. And I think this Justice League Zack Snyder cut holds up pretty well and will hold up.
For sure.
But Jared, out of 10, what would you give Zack Snyder's The Justice League?
I would say I would probably give it a solid 8.5. I think that's what I gave it before. And even after sitting here and it's been a week, I would still say that's what I'd give it an 8.5. And I'm going to say the reason I would do that is because, and I'm going to get a little bit more context here. When we finished watching that movie, because we'd watched that movie on a Thursday and then we recorded the next morning.
Yeah.
When we finished watching that, before we recorded anything, I had told you that I was worried I was going to waste 4 hours of my life watching this movie, especially with how the one, like the original cut, had, like how that was. I was scared I was going to waste those 4 hours, and I remember saying to you, like, "Oh, I thought I was going to waste them." But I didn't. Like, this was a great thing to do. Like, I would definitely recommend anyone, if they have the time, sit down, take the 4 hours to watch the Snyder cut, because it was how good it is. So when I say 8.5, like 8.5 out of 10, I know that it's like, oh, well, if it's such a good movie, why aren't you giving it higher? The original cut, I wouldn't even give like a 4. Like, that's how bad that was. So it is, like Damien said, miles. I mean, it's leagues, pun intended, better than the first one. So 8.5 for me. What about you?
When it comes to superhero movies, I kind of put them all together. Like, when I think of a 10 superhero movie, obviously the first one that comes to mind, Spider-Man 2. And so that's like the movie I always like compare it to. So I like, and then obviously, you have Winter Soldier being like a 9.5. So what I always go through is I compare it to all superhero movies that I've watched and what are my favorites. I give it an 8.5. I think
Yeah.
it's the best DCEU movie that's come out. It's one of the best like team up superhero movies to come out. When it comes to this versus like Marvel, well, this beats the first two Avengers. It doesn't beat Infinity War or Endgame, but well, it comes close to Endgame. Endgame, which we'll talk about in our rankings when we do Endgame, I don't think worked as well as we all thought it did. But anyways, uh, it beats the two first Avengers movies, which is what it was supposed to do, and Zack Snyder did it. So you gotta give him credit for that. It's worth the watch. It's worth paying the $15 to see. I mean, listen, if you're complaining about, because I saw a lot of people complaining about paying $15 to see the Zack Snyder cut. Would you rather go to the movie theaters and spend $20 for two tickets and then $5+ on popcorn and drinks and shit? Like, just pay that. That's the whole thing with the Disney Plus thing. Like, it sucks to pay that extra $20, but in the long run, you don't have to spend $25+ plus gas to go to the movie theaters. Now,
Yeah.
I prefer the movie
I
theaters.
think you're being generous with that, because I remember going to see movies and it's like $11 or $11.99 plus tax for tickets. So like you're being very generous with the
Well,
price you're saying too.
yeah, with the theaters here, it's if I go during the day, which
Oh,
is
that's
when
fair.
I typically like to go to the movie theaters, because I like it to just be me in the movie theater or as little people as possible. So my tickets are usually like $8.50.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
Um,
that's not my usual like routine, so
right.
that's why I didn't think of that.
So and plus, like, it's coming to the point now, and I don't really ever eat at the movie theaters. So when I go to the movie theaters, they have like I have Harkins out here. They give you like the first time you go in a year, you can buy like this specialty cup, and it's like $4. And then every time you go to the movie theaters, it's $1.50 for your drink. And it's a like
Okay.
extra large. So I buy that the first time, and then literally as soon as I walk through the doors, I get my drink. Nothing else. I go to the movie theater and just like completely shut off and just watch. So that's how I go to the movie theaters. So it's cheaper for me to go to the movie theaters than to watch it on like Disney Plus or something like that. But
That's fair.
but for movies like Black Widow that I could care less about seeing in the theaters, maybe I consider just buying it for $20 and watching it.
Yeah.
Um, the The Conjuring 3 that comes out in the summer, I could care less about seeing that in theaters. So I'm gonna keep HBO Max and watch it with my mom when that comes out. Because
Yeah.
it's still cheaper. So yeah, 8.5 for Justice League. It's worth the watch. And let's get into some gaming news. So if you are a Left 4 Dead fan, you've probably been excited for Back 4 Blood. It is being made by Turtle Rock Studios, who made Evolve. They were also the original developers behind Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. So a lot is at stake for this game to be good. Well, it is being delayed till October of this year, which sucks.
October 12th.
Yes, it was supposed to be supposed to come out in April, or no, June. Sorry, it was supposed to come out in June, and that's not happening anymore. So what's happening is now in the summer there will be an open beta for us to play, and then you gotta wait. I'm guessing the open beta will be July. It'll probably be about I'd say the most is a week, but I'm guessing it'll be a weekend, and then you gotta wait 3 months for it to come out. And it just sucks because when it comes to video games right now, it is dry as fuck. And that was one of those games where it's like, I just got to make it to that. Because then we have a whole brand new game to play, a ton of fun with friends, 4-player co op. And now we don't have it till later this year.
Yep.
Um,
And that'll be coming out like what, right before Halo. So I mean, there's going to be plenty of games when this comes out,
right.
which is going to hurt it a little bit.
Well, right. Especially because like Halo's coming out in November, most likely. So, and it's probably going to come out early November. So, the game's going to have maybe a month of air, like space, before Halo comes out, and Call of Duty comes out in October now. So you're fighting with the biggest franchise in gaming besides Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, and then later that month, or next month, you have the like one of the most historic franchises releasing a game that everyone's waiting for. So when it comes to release dates, it's not the smartest. Um, I feel
Mhm.
like they should have released it like at least push it back to August. Like nothing. The only thing that comes out in August is Madden. So like you don't have anything going on in August, September, but here we are.
Mhm.
So the dryness. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it occurred to me when you started talking about this, when you said Back for Blood, like you said a thing in the Discord and I'd seen it and I didn't think anything of it. When I had first read that, I thought it was that game that we had looked at the day after or whatever
Oh
that's called.
yeah,
So when you said that, I was like, oh, that sucks. Like I didn't know there was even an official release date. I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. So I didn't realize, like when you started talking about, it, I was like, why is this such a big deal? Like, I didn't think anyone heard about this game. You said Back for Blood, like the Left 4 Dead creators was just like, I'm a dumbass. That's why I sat there and I shook my head and called myself an idiot. So that's all I was gonna say is I completely
right.
forgot about this game.
Yeah, the dryness in video games continues. It's been rough. I get on and I play Call of Duty and I play some Madden and then it's like what am I going to play? Like
Yep.
we played Minecraft recently. It's dry. I'm waiting for that Returnal game to come out, but I don't know if I'm going to buy it because I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be a game I'm going to like. I haven't turned my PS5 on in a week. A week and a half. It's been fucking stale. I'm tired of
Yeah.
this.
It's so bad that I played Call of Duty's multiplayer for like the first time ever
Yeah,
with Damien, and that was
you did all right.
it was.
Um,
I mean, I thought I did all right, but I don't know why our friend who we were playing with thought that. I don't know. I don't know why he talked shit because he was not having a good night or something because he was doing absolutely bad.
yeah.
Like just it was horrible.
I mean, it's to the point now where I'm so bored. Like, I'm about to go play Destiny 2 because,
That's also something I was thinking about doing.
yeah. Well, so let me preface this. I love Destiny 2. Great game. Spent a lot of hours in. The new
Mhm.
DLC, just not it. Just not it. It doesn't do what it should have done. It's not anywhere near the Taken King or um Forsaken. It's just not. It's a pretty lackluster DLC. But
Mhm.
here I am needing a game that I can put and sink hours into, and Destiny's calling me back. Like, and
Yep.
especially because I know you see Jared wearing it, but I also got my Prophecy Dungeon hoodie.
Show
Um,
him the back because I don't feel like turning around. That Trials of the Nine stuff or whatever the nine symbol.
yeah, there you
That's dope. Fucking love that part.
go. So we've been waiting since last July for those, by the way. I just want you let you know that. But anyways, that came in and immediately like sparked my Destiny crave again. And then I've been watching like Dado again and like looking at the updates that are happening, all the good stuff they're doing for Destiny, and it's sucking me back in slowly. So probably this weekend, well, it is the weekend. I'm probably gonna hop into it. I just got to spend the $40 or whatever. But
Oh, you don't have it?
Beyond Light,
Yeah.
I may have already bought it.
I was saying I pre-ordered it. Like I had all that shit. I played like the first mission and I was like, I'm kind of done with Destiny.
Yeah, it's just not the
It's
same.
it's fucked. Yeah, I know. I need to get back. I want to play the new DLC before anything else comes out. There's like exotics and stuff I want to grind for. There's all kinds of stuff they're planning on doing.
Yep, want to play the
It
new
looks
raid.
great. Yep.
I mean,
They're bringing other ones, the old ones back, right? Or they haven't done that
well, so
yet?
that
Or
comes
the
out in two
plan?
seasons, Vault Glass.
Yeah. I'm
But I
waiting
mean,
for that.
to put it in perspective, so when Destiny 1 came out, that was like, I mean, I know it's the same for you, but that was like my game that I could just go and play. And I mean, we're talking about
Mhm.
grinding hours. Like I grinded for Thorn when it was good, The Last Word. Um, I forget the shotgun that you'd have to grind for.
First game? Destiny
Yeah.
1?
I don't
Fourth
remember.
Horseman?
Well, that you could just get that from a drop. But anyways, like I think we're talking about 2,000 plus hours into that game. And then on Destiny 2 when it came out, me and Jared played a ton of it when it first released. I got out of it when Trials of Osiris came out. Or not Trials of Osiris, when the Osiris DLC came out. I beat it, thought it was trash, and then I was like, all right, done with Destiny. Siege of the Warmind came out. I skipped that completely, even though I paid for it. And I skipped out on Forsaken. And then when what's the last DLC besides Beyond Light or before Beyond Light? What was it called?
Shadow Keep.
Shadowkeep. When Shadowkeep came in, that's where I dove in.
Oh yeah,
So
you came back hard. I
yeah,
was so happy.
like we're talking about and it's not a lot when when it comes to a lot of other people. But we're talking about I sank 255 hours into Destiny on Shadowkeep on Steam. Like,
I probably did a similar amount.
yeah, like that's a lot for me because not only did I play Destiny, but I play Call of Duty, and I was playing on a team at that point. So that's me getting on after practice and stuff, fucking playing 5-8 hours. I also started on a new character in Shadowkeep because in the first Destiny game, I had all three. I just didn't really touch my Titan. I was a hunter, and then when Crota came out, I became a warlock for the glitch, for the bridge glitch, and then went back to a hunter at the end. When D2 came out, Titans were completely overpowered. Went for a Titan, and I switched to a hunter in Shadowkeep because hunters my dudes. So yeah, I'm gonna get back into that. Go ahead.
Go ahead and finish your sign.
I'm gonna get back into that probably, but it's just
yeah. It's interesting talking about this because like it's like bringing back memories of when we were playing. And I remember when Shadowkeep first dropped, you weren't on your team yet, and we were grinding that shit constantly. And then Season of Undying hit, and we played a little bit of that. But before that season ended, we stopped playing. Well, I did. I don't know if you ever saw the end of it. And then whatever the last season of Shadowkeep was, we came back for that, and we fucking grinded that shit hard until pretty much right up until that. That's when like you got in the team, we stopped doing as much, and then like the new DLC came out, and I was into it, and I was like, I'm fucking out. Like,
I think we stopped playing 2 months before Beyond Light came out because we were excited for Beyond Light.
And we were playing a lot.
Yeah, like Call of Duty came out, Cyberpunk was like on the midst of coming out. Like, so because I remember why I didn't buy Beyond Light, because Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out, Call of Duty came out at the same time, and I went, hey, I don't have time for all three. I can always come back to Destiny. I'll play these two.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Valhalla was a good game. I liked Valhalla. I should have bought Destiny, but that's fine because I don't think we would have played it till now because I would have played Call of Duty, to be honest, in Cyberpunk still.
Well, the reason I didn't play it was because I wanted to play Cyberpunk. I played Cyberpunk, and then when I finished it, I instead of going into playing like Destiny, like I had intended to go into it right after I finished it, like beat Cyberpunk. And first of all, I still haven't beat it. I need to do that. I keep forgetting. But like I started playing like Madden and shit, and like I just started doing other things. And that was when all that started up. Like I just haven't been back to Destiny. But like
we played a lot of Madden.
Oh, we played so much. But like it's been interesting because like as soon as my hoodie came, like I was sitting down here, I was eating dinner, and my sister's like, "Hey, this is on the porch." Like, oh, glad I didn't see it. She brings it down. I finish my dinner. I go back onto YouTube, and like 4 videos that are Destiny related pops up my recommended. There was one of the guys, Husk, I think, or Hush.
Yeah, it's probably Hush.
And then 2 videos by My Name Is Bife. And I was like, it wants me back. It wants me back. I have to go back.
Yep. Shit. Go back to Madden real quick. I saw how much time I played on Origin. I put 106 hours into Madden.
Jesus, I haven't looked, and I don't want to.
I'm pretty sure you're at like 98.
I don't want to look.
It's been a lot of Madden, to be honest with you.
It's been more Madden than I thought I'd ever play.
Yeah, it's fun though. I like playing Madden. Sure. Madden's just a good game to throw music on and fucking like zone out. But
for sure.
Back to the news. So yeah, rest in peace, Back 4 Blood. See you later this year, probably for a week or two, and then won't come back for a few months. Starfield, which is Bethesda's new big Fallout in space game, supposed to come out later this year. So add another game to the busy year or busy end of the year. Apparently it's still up in question if it will be released this year because of COVID. I'm guessing it'll probably be delayed till next year, like everything else. Next year is going to be crazy. Next year, there's so many games coming out.
If everything comes out and if COVID goes away.
Right. God, I pray. Yeah, it's supposed to come out later this year. That's kind of all we know. We should be getting a trailer soon. Probably in the next month or two. From what I was reading. Especially since E3 is coming. Like, in a digital format. But I think the interesting question with that game is if it's going to be an Xbox and PC exclusive. Will that even make it to a PlayStation console? That's the
Hopefully
question.
not.
Because Microsoft said that most of Bethesda's games will be exclusives, but they didn't say all. I feel like with this game, with it being so big, I feel like it would be smarter for them to go, we'll release it on PlayStation, but the next game, Elder Scrolls, is, people are gonna get that Bethesda taste on PlayStation, and then they're gonna go, well, I want to play their next game. And then if Elder
Mhm.
Scrolls is a console exclusive and PC exclusive, well, Microsoft is bringing those people in, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's a
they're
good
just gonna
point.
make them buy a PC, which works. I was thinking about this, like Microsoft's not losing in the like if they put their games on PC because everyone has to buy Windows anyways. I mean, unless you just don't buy Windows and you know counterfeit it, which you can easily do. But like, I mean, most people are just gonna buy Windows, so they're still making
Well,
a
exactly.
profit off of that. So, um,
Even if it's a little bit.
right. A big one, which we talked about a few months ago, because it kind of went on hiatus. Dying Light 2, they had a developer commentary last week, kind of showing off, hey, this is where we're at. We know we went dormant. We're just working hard on the game. Dying Light 2 is supposed to still be coming out this year.
That's fucking amazing.
So I just want you to think later this year, if everything works out, we're gonna have Halo, Call of Duty, Back for Blood, Starfield, big game, Dying Light 2, big game, all the sports games, and I'm sure there will be a ton of like games coming out that aren't even announced yet. So
Oh yeah,
later this year, we just got to make it 6 more months, and we're in the promised land of video games. Once again, this year was supposed like we were already supposed to be playing God of War by now. We were supposed to be playing a lot of games by now. And we're not. God of War is a next year game. Like, oh, Horizon Zero Dawn Part 2 for PlayStation people. That comes out later this year. Like, there's just a lot.
it's interesting you keep saying like the promised land of gaming later this year. I know that it's dry and there's not a lot of new stuff coming out, but I am content playing through old stuff. Like I know we have our Destiny going into, but like playing Minecraft, playing a little bit of Madden, like getting into COD a little bit. I started loading up Metro to play some. Like I'm super fine. Like when there's these dry points, I'm fine with that because it makes me play some of the games in my Steam library that I bought and haven't touched yet,
I mean, I
and
guess,
other
yeah.
stuff. And I get everyone's like, oh, I want new games. It's like, yeah, but like just replay the ones you already have. Like
Right.
just enjoy something a little bit. It's this nostalgia for these few short months we have of nothing.
Right.
But
No, makes sense.
oh, but hold on, before we go into anything else, and then like in the realm of Bethesda, didn't Doom didn't there like wasn't there a new DLC that's dropped like recently?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like between what was supposed to be last episode and this one?
No,
No?
I don't think so. I think it came out like last
Okay.
month.
Really? Was it that long ago? I
Yeah.
just started seeing videos and stuff about it like 2 days ago.
And I'm pretty sure it was last month. Yeah.
Damn, how the fuck did I miss that? Like I love Doom stuff, so I can't believe I missed that. All right,
Hey,
well
Doom
then
Eternal
never
is
mind.
all
Old
right.
news. I mean, yeah.
We didn't ever talk about Gotham Knights being delayed, I don't think. Which is the 4-person hero kind of Batman game, where you play as Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Red Hood.
I thought that wasn't like I thought that was way. I thought it was like the original was like 2022.
No,
Was
so
it
it's supposed
not?
to come out this year. It's supposed to come out in a few
Really?
months. The Suicide Squad game is a few years away.
That's right. That was or what when was that? When did we see
So
that?
that was Warner Bros. That was Game Awards.
Okay, because I remember watching that like relatively early when it was first released.
Yeah,
The 4-person game that we're talking about right now, the Arkham Knights one or whatever you said.
Gotham Knights.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Gotham Knights. I'm not good at the Batman, all that shit. That I remember us talking about the podcast fucking forever ago.
yeah,
And I actually like was kind of excited about that one.
yep. So they came out and said, obviously, fucking COVID. It is ruining everything, and so apparently they can't get games finished. I know it's weird. But
Everyone
yeah,
else can work from home, but game people can't.
yeah, I know, man. It's really hard. I mean, obviously we don't know, but at the end
Well,
of the
you're
day,
right.
like you have your PC at home with all the software you need. I know you can't really communicate as well but you still can. So how much work is not being done?
Well, you have to think about the like motion capture. Like if
Well,
they've got
yeah,
people, like that part is probably huge. Like you can't have a lot of people in the studio doing what they
right,
normally do. You can't have people like train. Like if there's fight scenes, like people need to like learn and
right.
be taught how to do everything. That's a huge part.
But if a
And like
game
I get
like if a game's already pretty far on, like a Dying
that's
Light
fair.
2 or a Gotham Knights,
Yeah,
mocap's done. Now they're
yeah,
setting where the characters are and they're
that's
building
fair.
out the environments, building quest lines, so that that's stuff that you don't really need people for. But on the other hand, if you have to do mocap, most of the time in a mocap session, it's 10 people. You have the game director, you have how many like stunt coordinators, you have your actors, you have the writer, you have like that's it. You have your choreographers. That's all you need. And your cameraman, of course, right? So that's what you have. It's
Yeah.
less than 20 people. You can have less than 20 people in a fucking building. Everyone else wear masks besides the directors. There you
But
go.
the problem is
Besides the
maybe
actors.
not everyone's comfortable with doing it. That's where you hit boundaries, like people's personal comfort zones, and I can see why it's taking a long time. However, I think that some of these things, like you said, if they're further in development, maybe it shouldn't take as long. But maybe companies need to make cuts. Maybe they don't, since there's stuff's happening, they don't have enough money to
Right.
pay their employees. Less people working on it, so it's taking longer.
Sure.
And communication can be a thing, like you said. If they're not all sitting in the same office, say it's like, okay, I did this. Now I have to wait for this like 5-second clip of me animating something and like a background like
Right.
the city in the distance. Like, okay, I have to now upload this to something, send it to somebody else. They have to review it, send it back to me instead of like, hey, walk over here and look at this real quick. Do you
All
like this?
right.
No, change this. So it's like that. It's just I can see everything
Right.
being like stretched out, but only to an extent. I feel like, and again, we don't know, but I feel like things should be not. I'm sorry, should not be
Well,
taking as long.
right. And I think the point I'm trying to lay is like if if you are 6 months away from launching a game,
Mhm.
you should be done with 95% of things. Mocap should be done. The story should be almost complete. You should be ironing out glitches. You should be polishing the game. So
For sure.
what I think is happening is the Cyberpunk effect. Cyberpunk rushed out. I think a lot of companies saw the backlash, even though Cyberpunk was the most pre-ordered game and made tons of money still, and still has a very big fan base of people playing it. And they saw the bad reception that the media gave it and went, we can't have that. We'll give you more time, which great. If developers need more time, cool. But if your
Yeah,
game's
for sure.
6 months away from launching, why do you need another year? But, I don't know. That's just me.
No, I get it.
It's me going crazy in my head. I need new games. But sorry to any developers who watch. You're probably sitting there like, you fucking idiot. Like, we have to do this, this, and that. We were shut down for a month. We can't do this and this and that because of COVID. Like, fuck you. Well, guess what? Fuck you. I should be playing God of War 2 right now.
Oh my god. Fuck God of War.
And then finally, a game I'm just waiting to be announced. Hideo Kojima. Apparently his new game is going to be announced in the next month or two. The boy who made Metal Gear Solid, which is trash. Don't get me wrong.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Metal
I played
Gear.
1, 2, and 3. They're not terrible, but
Oh, those were the worst ones.
no. 4 and 5 were the worst ones. 1's probably still the best one. Then
We need a
Snake.
new Ghost Recon.
Ew, that's not even the same company.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I like Ghost
Anyways,
Recon.
I pray to the gods above that it's a fucking new Silent Hill game that he's making. I pray to the gods that it's that game. God, give it to me. Shut up. You never even played a Silent Hill. You can't even talk.
And thank God for that. Amen. Am I right?
Like one of the best survival horror games of all time. Fucking pussy. Anyways, so apparently the next month or two, whether it's Death Stranding 2, Silent Hill, I don't fucking care. Give me a game. I'll play it now. If it's weird, even better. If it has weird fucking people floating in the sky and Norman Reedus, sign me up.
Yep. You'll have your cock out in a second.
Oh, dude, Death Stranding was
I'm
so good.
sorry.
I was telling one of our new coworkers about Death Stranding literally 2 days ago
Why do you
because
say hour like I work with you?
I'm sorry. Uh, so where I work, one of my new coworkers just bought a PC. He actually just joined our Discord a few days or 2 days ago.
Is that the one that starts with a CH?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's like, "Hey, what game should I play?" And immediately I thought of Death Stranding, and I was like, "You like weird games?" He's like, "Well, how weird?" And I was like, "Well, I can't really explain it to you because I'll ruin everything, but it's fucking weird." And he goes, "Well, what do you do?" And I was like, "Well, you're a mailman."
You ever walked?
Yeah, you're a mailman. It has beautiful music. There's creepy babies around you, invisible creatures, and your hot sister. That's all I can say. And so he's gonna buy it and play it. So yeah,
Waste of fucking money.
you enjoyed watching me play that.
Yeah, but I missed a lot of stuff because you were like, "All right, it's not working right now. I'm just gonna play and not show you for a little bit." And I'm like, "Okay."
Dude, the 2 times, like, there's those 2 times I streamed it crashed my PC.
Oh yeah, well, get over it.
But God, I pray it's a Silent Hill game. It's been long enough. Dude,
I hope not.
Silent Hill Downpour came out in like 2012. It's been 9 years. Time.
Yo, where's Gary's Mod 2 at? Let's be honest here.
Where's PC 2?
Facts?
Like, I don't know. Anyways, we're going on.
360?
Yeah. So, Jared, I'd like to do this at the end of the show. New segment. What are you playing? Or what are you doing gaming wise recently? I need to go grab mine. So I need you to talk to the people who listen about what you do with video games. What video games are you playing lately?
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Well, you got to go grab it, so I'll stop.
Right. Yeah, I'll wait for you to start. I don't want it to be rude.
I have been playing a lot of Minecraft, and it's been great because Minecraft is a fun game. I'm so sorry about him. I don't know why he is the way he is. This new segment, look, we know it's gay. Well, I know it's gay. You know it's gay. But yeah, Minecraft has been great to play lately. My little brother actually invited me to a server to play on Minecraft, so it's been a blast. And Damien's been playing. He built a new house in creative on our all survival world because he's a little bitch. But that's about it.
I've done everything in that I can. So,
well, you haven't, but that's okay. You don't have all your achievements. You haven't gotten the underwater temple.
It's fucking Minecraft. Chill out.
Yeah, bro. And there's a lot to do.
Actually,
I hate when people take away from all the cool things you do in a game. Like when Derek was bitching about Subnautica.
Didn't we find an underwater temple when we went boating?
And we never did anything with it. You know how hard it is to do those things? I used like 5 fucking water breathing potions in one session, bro. By myself, solo.
Whatever.
Gang, he's dog shit at Minecraft.
That's not true, first off. I just get bored of Minecraft. See, the point or the problem with Minecraft is I've played it.
About Minecraft?
I've played it for years. Since
and there's
2011.
Always something new to do. There's always something new to do.
Since 2011, I've been fucking, you start off with the wood pickaxe and stone and you iron, diamond, yada, yada, yada. You build the fucking house, you kill the ender dragon, and now it's a wither. And it's like, I'm done.
You know, it's interesting because whenever you play Call of Duty, it's starting off with a base shitty AR. You grind it up to max level. You prestige all the way up to max prestige.
To be fair, usually the first AR is the best one. So
until it gets nerfed into oblivion because every Call of Duty game sucks my fucking balls. So go fuck yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. You're a hypocrite. Anyway, show off your game
XM4
and this new gate. Yeah, it's not.
Whatever.
Krieg is cool, but yeah,
you don't even play. You don't even know what gets nerfed.
You tell me what's good, so I know what's good. gang.
Anyways, besides my normal Call of Duty, and I'm sure the Minecraft Jared was talking so highly of me playing, I've been starting. So
you only know.
For the past 2-3 years, I've already been collecting games, but they were all Spider-Man. So I had a total of like 34, 35 Spider-Man games.
That's a lot of
Yeah, ranging from Atari to now. I basically got rid of most of them. I kept a few. Like one Dan gave me for my birthday. I kept that one. Which was Maximum Carnage for Genesis, the red cartridge label. Um, but I am getting into serious collecting now, big boy collecting. And so in the past 8 months, I've started a horror collection. I would like to preference. I did at one point have the full Silent Hill collection. I sold it all for double the profit, and now I'm buying it all back. It's weird. I just sold it because of double profit, but now I need them back. So, anyways, I've been building the collection the past 2 weeks. I've gotten some pretty big games. So 4 games I'll show you so far. Maybe every week or every time I get a big haul, I'll kind of show you, keep you updated, you know. But I got Silent Hill 2, the best or second best Silent Hill, you know. My favorite's 3. I have the most expensive Silent Hill game, Shatter Memories Complete. It's about 200 to fuck you. It's about $200 to $250 right now. My most recent pickup, which is now the third most expensive PlayStation 2 game, which is Haunting Grounds. Recent sold on eBay. What's up?
Is that the one with the rape in it?
Oh, we're about to get to that. Thanks for spoiling it.
Oh, so sorry. I keep losing track. You have so many now.
Haunting Grounds, just picked this up last week. Recent solds on eBay are like $500, and I got it for almost half that. So complete. All these are complete. And then like my gem game right now, I guess, even though it's not the most expensive PlayStation 2 game, it's actually the second most. This is the one with rape, Jared, but Rule Rose. Fully complete. So those are my 4 big games. So in my hand right here, I'm holding about $1,400, $1,500 in games.
Damn, that's about a stimmy, bro.
Yeah. And then next week I'll have all 3 Fatal Frames. I'll have Silent Hill 1, 3, 4, and Siren. So about 6 more games coming next week. So I'll show those off when I get those. It actually probably won't be for 2 podcasts because of when I'm getting them. But little side note, a game I never knew existed came into the shop a few days ago. And it has a pretty interesting story. It is called The Guy Game for PlayStation 2. The GY Game. It's like a trivia show, but it has like a lot of women in it, and they're like not fully clothed. It's a weird game. But anyways, it got pulled off shelves because it had an underage girl in it.
Oh, they're like real people. They're not like fucking made up.
Real people. Like, think of like Jeopardy, but with hot women. And like them like hot women. Yes. So it got pulled off shelves because there's an underage girl in it and she didn't want to be in it or whatever. So
is it like really underage? Or is she like 7? Is it like 12 or
she was like
17?
16?
Okay, that's pushing it. That's
right. So my question is, if you own that game, you own child pornography. But like, I don't think she ever gets fully naked. I think it's good. I think it's fine. But anyways, kind of want that game just because it has like a history like that. I'm not gonna play these games. I don't care for seeing underage girls getting.
You don't even have a PlayStation 2 to play it, so.
Well, yeah, I could go pick one up though.
That trying to help your argument, buddy. You're not helping yourself.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not into seeing underage girls doing. I don't even know what she did in that game. Like that. I don't even know. Like, the only thing I know is that story and then what I saw in the box art, and it was women in really short shorts. There was water everywhere. There was soap like they were cleaning a car. So yeah, that's all I can see from it. I haven't watched gameplay or anything, but kind of want the game. It's only about $70. But yeah, there's a lot of cool games like that you can go and collect. But
I paid $70 for a child porn game.
It's not really porn though, because like no one's getting
your
fucked.
Words. Your words.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, you know what? Let's go ahead and just leave it there because I don't think.
Yeah, I kind of backed myself up into a corner.
Yeah, you did.
I backed myself up into a corner. Anyways, cool story. Maybe
this is not the first time you've done that on that topic either, I believe.
What do you mean? On the podcast?
On the podcast, yes.
Let me clear myself.
Just no.
If
On to the
you
next
aren't
topic.
18 and above, no interest. Just don't even text me. I don't care. I don't care if you just want to be friends. Don't even text me.
Hey, Anthony, that means you.
Besides
Not you,
family.
Elizabeth. Well, he's a weird one.
Right. Don't talk to me. I don't. No thanks. I'm not
Okay,
Cody. I
so
don't like underage girls.
next thing we're talking about is
That's it.
good note to end on.
There's the weekly what are you doing in video games? Yeah, that's about it. That's all we got this week. Yeah, make sure to God, that's such a weird note to end on. I swear I don't like children, please. Please.
Stop talking about
I don't like teenagers that are not
I'm so uncomfortable.
adults.
Please stop fucking talking, man.
If you're not 18 or above,
Stop.
no thanks. I will not
I shouldn't have asked.
I will not own the guy game now. Let's make it clear now. It won't be coming into this house.
I would like to own that game. Yeah. Never mind.
I want to own it because it has a cool story. And I'm going to end it right there.
I think that Dan listens to this. So, Dan, after what you've just heard from him, I think you understand that it's probably time to let him go. A little bit too far. Probably
Right.
have some underage working with you guys.
We were
Probably.
supposed to talk shit about Dan. He
Were we?
likes that, yeah. So,
He likes when we talk shit about him?
yeah, so fuck you, Dan.
So, on top of the child porn thing we've talked about this episode, we're now talking about people's kinks, which is being talked. You like to talk shit about him. Dirty little slut, Dan.
I mean, you like
that?
feet, so.
I've never once liked feet. So, don't try to turn this off of you. Oh, that's disgusting. I hate feet. And as a matter of fact, you hate feet. So I don't know.
I hate feet the most, yes.
Fucking.
Please don't come after me. That's all I'll say.
FBI, hit it up.
Right? They fucking heard that story and they're like, we're on our fucking way. So, yeah, that's
You have an AR-15. They're gonna send the fucking ATF after you now.
Oh my god, I own an AR-15. Gun talk's coming real fast, by the way. There's some shit going on. We may do a podcast just about guns here in the next week or two.
Well, we were gonna anyway, and now it's like a sketchy topic because Sleepy Joe wants to ban assault weapons.
Yeah, we'll do a real quick talk about it. So when he did his little press conference and he said, we're gonna ban assault weapons and stuff, and I was talking to Dan at the time and I was like, well, it's a good thing I don't own any assault weapons. I own an AR-15 that shoots 5.56 and 2.23. That's black. I guess because it's black, it's scary, which is kind of racist, to be honest with you.
Well,
I mean, let's be fair here. There's guns out there. There's 308's a popular caliber that does a lot more damage, and they don't care about that. That's in semi-automatic rifles. They just care about the AR-15, which doesn't kill the most people. Like if we're looking at the gun chart, like here's the gun categories that kill the most people. You know what's number one? Handguns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we should ban handguns, but
should ban any of them. It's a violation of the Second Amendment.
But why is the AR-15 the main problem? Also, just
scary.
Right. Just a little piece of info there. Everyone's talking about these mass shootings that happen all the time. You know where the most mass shootings happen? Chirac, Chicago, where it has the number one black on black crime. They call it Chirac. Yeah. The most black on black crime, the most black on black deaths, and the most handgun deaths in America. That in Detroit. So why am I being punished for Chirac's issues? And with the mass shootings, I mean, it happen a lot of times in gun-free zones. Now the schools will set aside. We'll set aside the schools. We'll set aside the schools. There's ways we can protect the schools. That's for another time. Okay? But, like the one that Dan was living in Colorado at the time when the theater one happened. The Dark Knight. He lived, I think he lived in that town. But, hey, gun-free zone, But anyways, yeah, it's if you're listening to this and you don't know anything about guns, an AR-15 is not a scary rifle at all. Most people who have one, you probably don't even know have one. Like
Yep.
I'll have to go get the number of how many AR-15s are sold. But if AR-15s specifically were the problem, you know how many people would be dead every single day? Every single day. We probably wouldn't even have enough people to be a nation. Like, there's more guns in the streets than there are people in America. Like,
Oh, for sure.
how is that? How do we have a gun problem when it's not a mental health problem? Like the guy who just did the Boulder shooting. You know what he had? You know what his brother came out and said? He had mental issues. And
Wasn't it in the court? Didn't they say that like the very first thing his lawyer said was that they wanted to like do a thing for insanity? Like they
yeah,
wanted to
he,
test
he
him
had
and charge him on that.
he had mental issues. He was an ISIS not supporter, but
Advocate,
sympathizer.
sympathizer.
Yes. And also he
An
was
ISIS
Muslim, which has nothing to do with it. But like,
No, not
he's not white, so most media don't care now. But like, that is now him being mentally unstable and being able to illegally own a fire or get a firearm is now going to affect me, who has my AR-15 right here for protection. And I'm not going to go shoot up places. Like most people aren't going to go shoot up places. So, well, we'll see what happens. Universal background check, sure. No waiting periods, please. I shouldn't have to wait 3 days for a gun. If the background check comes back clean, why do I have to wait 3 days? I just waited the 10 minutes for the background check. There's your wait period.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Like it genuinely makes me like have a sense of almost dread when I see something like this happen that is obviously terrible and very sad. And I've seen
Right.
stories in the news every day about the families coming out and saying, you know, all these things about their loved ones and how it was too early or about how great people they were, which I didn't know. I'm sure they were great people. And I'm not saying that anything happened to them was a good thing in any way. But it's horrible to see these things happen. And then the person who's supposed to be leading this country, who's supposed to unify us in times like this when we're, people are grieving, instead of saying this was a horrible thing that happened and we're going to make sure that this person is, he finds the harshest blah, blah, blah of the law and he gets to, he'll spend the rest of his days in a prison cell, he'll rot in hell for the rest of eternity. Instead of saying things like that to bring people together, he turns it political and he goes, it's time to do something about assault weapons, blah, blah, blah. We need to take them off the streets. Okay, thanks for making everything political, you fucking pieces of shit.
Well,
instead of saying, hey, I feel for everyone. This is horrible. And even though it's COVID, go visit this town, talk to the families, be an actual leader and say, I'm sorry this happened. We're going to make sure the guy who did this never sees like freedom again. Like he really lost all his privileges, his humanity. Instead of saying, don't worry, I'll take that AR-15 off the street. But we'll just scoot him on over there. He'll do whatever he needs. It's like, oh, you took his weapon. What if he gets another one, and does it again? Think about that.
Right.
I mean, it's terrifying.
And I would just like to say, like, both sides obviously like turn this political immediately as soon as it happens. You have the right, you have the right, and like the NRA who do their thing, and you have the left who do their thing. The problem right now is the left, right? Like the left has a presidency, so they have the louder voice right now. The problem is, okay, let's say I'm a mentally insane person. I'm probably not going to go get an AR-15 legally. Or, to be fair, I'm probably not going to get any gun legally. So, what's stopping me besides, like, obviously putting a mental person on, like, these lists or, just further protection? Nothing. If I personally wanted to go buy a gun illegally, I could go do it right now. Right? So what should be happening is stopping the people selling the guns illegally. First off, number one issue. But taking guns away from people who are normal and don't have mental issues.
Taking away illegally bought and acquired guns from law-abiding citizens who are doing nothing wrong is not the solution.
Well, right.
It's like the teacher wrote, "What's 2 + 2?" and then in the corners holding up a sign that says it's 4, and then someone in the class everyone's like, oh yeah, it's 4, obviously. And this kid in the class is going, it's 5, guys. Like, guys, it's 5. You're an
Right.
idiot. You think that you should be allowed to say it's 4, it's 5. That's exactly what this is.
All right. And that's the
It's
thing. It's come to the point now where people are seriously willing to let the government take their guns. I don't get it. What did the founding fathers say? We shouldn't be super worried about other governments. The government we should be the most worried about is our own, because they've turned their backs on us constantly, right? And the Second Amendment's made for us, the people, to protect ourselves from the government. So why does the government want guns to be taken away? You can't protect yourself against the government. So here's what's going to happen. AR-15s get banned. Well, or what they'll say is, well, assault weapons are going to get banned, right? Well, what classifies an assault weapon? Oh, 30-round mags. Right. 30-round mags, pistol grips, maybe a gas chamber piston-driven system. They'll just go down the list. So eventually, you won't be able to own rifles that aren't bolt action. You won't be able to own all these different types of guns. I'm sure shotguns and handguns would be next after that. Oh, well, we need to get rid of assault handguns. Yeah, that'll be the next key term. They use these terms to scare you. If you're in another country and you're listening to this, let me tell you what, guns aren't scary. If you're with someone who truly understands what guns are, knows gun safety, and is responsible with them, you'll have a great time.
Yep.
And
even
you'll have no issues.
You might be nervous at first because you've never handled a gun. So the person teaching you is going to tell you, don't be scared. And there's nothing to be scared of. Like when I first learned, I was nervous. I knew that guns, went pew, made a bang. I didn't know anything else about them. My grandfather taught me over time how to treat a gun, how to, to be respectful and how to do everything correctly. And now, I mean, I literally carry my gun with me with my concealed carry every single day, except for like maybe Sundays because I'm at home almost all day, every single day. And it's to the point where I get home and like still doing what I'm supposed to do, keep the gun pointed away from me, pointed down, not at anyone. I unload it, I take a round out of the chamber every day, like it's nothing. And it's like I was sitting there doing it today, and I was like, holy shit, like this has become so routine to me. There wasn't that sense of like concern, like I'm holding a gun, I gotta be careful. It's just I knew to do it. It is so easy to treat it like any other tool in your house. Like you just have to, be smart about it, not be an idiot. And that's the sad part about everything that's happening is like I understand that there's rules. You can't carry guns in certain places. Like you can't open carry. Some places don't even let you conceal carry. Like it's all these things. But think about if someone had been carrying when this guy was going on this rampage in Boulder. That could have been stopped the second he pulled out this rifle and pointed at somebody with a hostile intent. And that's why it's things like that it's the reason that I got my concealed carry. It's the reason I carry my gun every day. It is the reason that like I keep it in my car. It's on me as often as I can. If I don't see a sign immediately saying don't keep taking this building, like if there's no sign visibly present, even if I'm like maybe I shouldn't, I'm like there's no sign. I'm going to take it with me because anything can happen anywhere. And if I have a better chance to protect myself and others, I'm gonna.
And I think the most important thing, why don't we get invaded? Why do countries not want to invade us? Because the citizens are armed.
Yep.
Number one thing, we're the militia. Like when it comes to, if Russia really wanted to invade us, they have no chance.
No, because they could maybe fuck up our military, but then they get in the inland where all the
everyone
are like, this.
Yeah, and everyone almost has a gun. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who don't, but I mean, dude, I'm sure my neighbors do. I'm sure your neighbors do. I'm sure viewers' neighbors do. Like, there's a lot of guns. So there's not, like, that's why we are so protected. It's not because of the government protecting us. It's because we can protect us. Yep. We are secure, right? So stop letting the government, and I know I hate when people keep saying the government, but this is what's happening to the point. This is the point where we're at now. Stop letting these people sit here and politicize guns when the founding fathers said you should have guns and protect yourself with guns. Stop giving up your rights, because when we start giving up our rights, they start gaining control. And
like you said, there's people you don't even realize who have guns, who have them. Like my neighbors in a row of 5 houses, 3 of us have them. I know have them. The other 2, I don't know if they do, but they probably fucking do.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is anyone could fucking have them, even if it's like one little revolver as like protection for your home. Now, I can tell you in this row of 5 houses, there are enough guns to arm my entire neighborhood. I can tell you that much because
Yep.
I know that much. I've been shooting with my neighbors. We're awesome people. The thing is like right now, I'm the only one that has a gun in this house. I'm the only one who owns them, right? And I've got 3. My dad wants to get guns, and he has a plan to get at least 2 because he wants to do it because he wants to have something that we connect on. We can go shooting, do us. Like that's in a household like this. That could be potentially 5 guns in one place. So talk about not knowing who has them. Like even if every person doesn't have one, even if like it's say it's something crazy like it's 5 out of 10. Say half of everyone American has them, right? The Americans who do have them can arm the other half of the Americans who don't.
Yep. I mean,
That
I
is
own
how
3 in my house. Me, my mom, my aunt. We're good to
Yep,
go.
exactly. There are enough to go around if anyone ever tries to invade us.
Right.
It's like, "Hey, neighbor, I need to go find a gun." No, you don't. Here, just hand him one. Like, "Here, this is my
Right.
fucking 3rd extra." Like, "Fuck you."
And back to the AR-15 talk before we end the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people go, well, why do you need an AR-15? One, right? Competition sport. One of the main things. I use my AR-15 for self-protection in my house.
Mhm.
And I don't know what most people think, but a lot of people can survive a 9mm bullet from a pistol or a 45. Look at the countless amount of videos of police shooting people 10, 12 times with 9mm/45 and them still being alive. Someone comes to my house, I want 1 bullet and they're dead.
Mhm.
And my AR-15 will do that most of the time.
Yep.
A shotgun will also do that. If you hit a good enough
Yep.
shot with a pistol, will also do that.
Well, yeah, a good enough shot at anything,
Right.
but, the one of the biggest reasons that I personally would give when someone says, "Well, why do you need an AR-15?" Well, the biggest reason I need one is because I'm being told that I don't need one by the government, who we shouldn't trust, but I'm also being told by people I don't know that I don't need one. Why is it that other people can decide what I do and don't need? If you're telling me I don't need one, it makes me want one even more.
Right.
It really does because that's you don't want me to have one for some reason. That reason could be to rob me, to hurt me. Fuck that. If you say I don't need it, clearly I do.
And it comes down to the argument with guns is, well, why do you need an AR-15 when this gun does it and it's cheaper, or it just doesn't have all the gadgets, right? Why do you need a faster car? Why do you need a car with a bigger tank, right, for gas? You
Mhm.
don't need it, but it's
You
helpful to
want
have it, advantageous to have it. And most of these places that are having shootings, a lot of the common factors is they're gun-free zones. So why would people target these gun-free zones? Because there's no guns to shoot back at them. It's all helpless people. Don't you think that's the problem? That's one of the big problems. There should, besides a few places, gun-free zones shouldn't exist.
maybe like official government property, like a courthouse, I
Right.
think,
Understandable.
jails, police stations, fire stations, uh, schools. I would think like certain.
Schools, yeah, I understand.
I feel like security guards or police officers, obviously, but, like schools, yeah. Other than that, I find I'm hard pressed to believe that you can tell me I shouldn't have a gun like us like a grocery store or
Right.
like a movie theater. Are you kidding me? Like
Yep.
I would I don't care if there's a sign that says don't do it. There's been like a famous shooting in a theater. I'm gonna do it, and like because everyone always says like if you get caught, you can get caught once having it where you're not supposed to, but after that, it's that you get in trouble. It's like, hey, here's your warning. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying go and do things you
We got to
shouldn't, but
realize a lot of those places that have like a gun-free sign, it's just
mhm.
a printed out sign. That's not how that works. You have to have a
Yeah,
government issued
yep,
like document saying this is a gun-free zone. So if you walk up and it's a fucking piece of paper with a little symbol with no gun, you can
yeah,
carry.
yep.
That's how that works. You can't just put it up and say, "Hey, you can't carry guns in here." You got to have official document first off.
It's actually hilarious you say that because when I took my CCW class, my instructor, he like first of all, he's like you can tell he's super, super conservative, like all that shit. But he was like, listen, he's like, I'm gonna tell you guys something. He's like, and this is something I haven't been telling everyone. He's like, this is something I've not been saying long. He's like, but it's occurred to me that I should be saying it. He goes, there like a place that says you can't carry he's like, that shit looks official, like official as fuck. Like so many words, so small you can't read it. That's when you kind of know, like, all right, I shouldn't have a gun here. He's like, but there are places who will literally just print, like you said, a piece of paper with a little fucking silhouette of a gun, little Pixar or
Usually a
yeah,
revolver.
a revolver, and it's got like a almost drawn on fucking circle with a line through it. He goes, if you see one of those, absolutely don't listen to that. They have no legal standing whatsoever. Like if you carry in there and they call the police on you and the police see it, they're gonna be like, you guys are idiots. Like he's like, trust me. He's like, it's not like those places don't have anything. He's like, some of them they can be made a little bit better. He's like, you look at these places, you can tell. And he's like, there'll be places where it's like a privately owned business. If they don't have the official sign, he even like pulled a picture up like on his like slideshow. If it doesn't look something like this, he's like, you don't have to listen to it. If you feel the need to listen to a shitty printed piece of paper, then you can, but you don't have to unless it looks like one of these. And he
Right.
showed like the official thing. And you know what? Amen to that. Fucking
Yep.
amen to that. It's like people doing the there was one for the smoking, no smoking ones. Like you apparently have to have like an actual no smoking sign for certain places. Like you can't just print one online. Which
Right.
I think is with masks.
And the point of owning guns is, one, to not show them off and not to be annoying. That's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to let you know, like, hey, these are some things you need to consider.
You're not a fucking gangbanger, all right?
Right.
Just carry your gun to protect yourself when you need it.
Two final thoughts, okay? Two final thoughts. Ready? Buyback program. Number one thing people say. Well, let's do a gun buyback program for AR-15s. Okay, I didn't buy my gun from the government, so how is a buyback program?
They're also giving you like $100 for like a fucking $2,000 rifle. So
right. Second off, if they ban AR-15s, I can't wait to see all the police officers and government officials turn their AR-15s in. Because when they turn theirs in, I'll turn mine in. But we both know that won't happen. And when they do ban AR-15s, I'm gonna have a boating accident, and I won't have an AR-15.
Come and get me, ATF.
Fuck the ATF. Fucking making people wait 6 months for a suppressor. Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I've had bad dreams because of all the fucking memes I've seen about ATF. I've had really bad dreams about like ATF agents shooting my dog. It's fucked up.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I know it's happened, but like I've had some nightmares recently.
Yep. If you're someone who lives in America and you don't own a gun, go shoot one. Go buy a 22. Just experience owning a gun. And I'm
genuinely sit down and research it. Take a couple of weeks, look into it, understand it. Don't just on the don't listen to media or government. Look it up yourself.
Do your own research. Make sure to follow the safety rules. No finger on the trigger till you're ready to shoot. Make sure when you're new, don't have anything in the mag. Go buy a 22 or a shotgun. Learn the safety. Go take it out for shooting. If you don't like it, return it. But you just have this feeling of knowing you're protected. And that it's one of the best feelings in the world. When I go out, like Jared, he carries every day. When I go out and I carry, I know me and my mom are protected. And I'm just what happens. So,
and and if anyone is going to do it for the first time, I know that like pistols are easier to get a hold of, pistols easier to handle, all that stuff. A lot of times, and I know a lot of people wouldn't think this, a rifle is easier to learn. Like first of all, taking care of, shooting, and aiming. I mean, rifles are huge. That's another thing I learned in my fucking classes. Like, you can set somebody up who's never shot a gun before with a rifle. They could hit 10 out of 10 shots. Set somebody up who's never shot a gun before with a pistol. They might hit half those shots, if that.
Yep.
So if you're gonna try it, get a 22 rifle. They're not that expensive, depending on the rifle.
$200. All you need.
Nothing.
You can go buy. I'll tell you the gun to buy. Ruger 1020 or 1022. Sorry. Yeah, go buy that. Phenomenal gun. Shoot straight out of the box. Helpful tip, when you buy a gun, make sure to clean off the shipping oil and put your own oil on it. First thing you should do. But that's been gun talk. We'll do this more often if we feel like it. And if YouTube likes it, by the way.
Fuck YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, love you, YouTube.
Yeah. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, leave a review if you're on iTunes, if you're on SoundCloud, you can follow us. We're on iHeart as well. So iHeart, I think you follow. I think that's what you do. And you add us to I think you add us to your queue of playlist.
Queue or like the likes or something. It's in the link tree. Check it out.
I think it works like Pandora. So when you like us, we come more often to your
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you do that. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully, no more missed episodes. Audio should be good. So see you guys next week. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.